All right, welcome back to the sports show on that damn YouTube. The first one was so fun, we had to do it again. So we're going to check out another baseball tonight from 1994. I believe this is going to be from June. So June 18th of 1994, baseball tonight. Like we said in the other one, I will probably be pausing this quite a bit to go ahead and see some of the old school players and give a little, commentary on all that fun stuff. But this is from 1994, ESPN Baseball Tonight. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Let's do it.
Next on Baseball Tonight, Junior tries to add to 30, aiming for the fountains again. The Tigers also chasing a home run record. Beret tries to end the White Sox slip. The new leaders in the Central rocket and try to avoid a mistake at Jake's. The NL Central's top team facing the Padres in San Diego. While the Reds try and run down Houston, they couldn't escape Atlanta. This Marlin tries to reel in another home run, and Danny's quest for 9 takes him to Montreal. Baseball Tonight will unmask all next. Hi, and welcome to the show. Along with Jim Kahn, I'm Chris Myers. In a moment, Jim will be discussing the progress of Deion Sanders, even after the trade. Let's get to the action that's hot and happening. First came Mickey Mantle's mark. Now Ken Griffey Jr. moving in on Babe Ruth's turf. The Majors home run leader came into tonight with 30 home runs, tying him with Ruth for the most homers hit through June. Griff still has 13 days to own the record all by himself. Bob Malachy and Greg Hibbert.
We talked about this in the other video from 94, the Baseball Tonight that we did, but it was a special season. And, of course, it got ruined by the damn strike out there. I didn't even know that, and I was pretty locked in at this point in time for baseball, especially watching Baseball Tonight every night that it was on TV. But absolutely special season ruined by the players' strike.
The starters, the Mariners in Kansas City, and his first at bat, top of the first. He bounces one over Malachy, and it's an infield single for Ken Griffey Jr., but he did not score. In the bottom of the third, 2 on for Dave Henderson off Hibbert. He singles to get Coleman in to make it 1-0. Malachy facing Quinn Mack, who tries to bunt. And Malachy, nice scoop, and got him. Good play on both ends. Malachy got 12 straight grounders at one point, 7 strong innings. But in the ninth, Jeff Montgomery, Ken Griffey drilling it off of him for a double. And then 2 batters later, runners at second and third for Tino Martinez. Drills the ball down the line. It's a 2-run double. Reggie Jefferson added an RBI single in the ninth. Montgomery letting it get away as Seattle has the 3-1 lead going to the bottom of the ninth. Vince Coleman with 3 hits in the game at his 30th stolen base. Ken Griffey does have a couple of hits. We'll let you know as soon as this one is final. Here's a look at the date that these players reached 30 home runs and the number of games that they played in. And Griff, weeks.
That's kind of surprising. Actually, the more I'm thinking about it, I'm talking out loud. I was going to say before the All-Star break, I thought Reggie Jackson had the record, but when is the All-Star game? So we're talking, this is June? Yeah, it should be in July. So I thought Reggie Jackson actually had the record home runs before the All-Star break. This is obviously through fastest to 30, so he got there within 65 games. But you would think if Reggie Jackson, if I am correct, which I am, we'll find out, but you would think Reggie Jackson would be on this list. Long story short, is basically what I'm trying to say here. You think Reggie Jackson would be on this list, fastest to 30, if he has a record for home runs before the All-Star break.
Ahead of Roger Maris and Babe Ruth on the home run count. What about those sizzling Indians at home against the Red Sox? Andre Dawson at first, Brunansky at the plate. Dawson off with the pitch. Brunansky strikes out but interferes with Pena's throw to second. So Dawson to third on the errant throw, but Larry Barnett had to explain to Brunansky the catcher interference. Mark Clark, one of his 5 strikeouts, pitching well. Bottom of the 6th, runners at first and second. Baerga the liner, and Lofton is doubled up. Next batter, Albert Bell off Roger Clemens, a 2-run homer. That's number 18 for Albert. Don't call me Joey Bell. 3-1 Cleveland leading. Then in the 7th inning, Carlos Baerga facing Sergio Valdez in relief. Get out of here. It's close. It is that fair or foul? It's called a home run. Looked like it was foul. Butch Hobson thought so. Take another look, and it's not really the The picture is inconclusive if this were instant replay, but it was called a fair home run, number 10, and once again, the Red Sox are coming up short. 17 straight home wins. That's a new Indians franchise record, and this is the best home streak in the majors, ironically, since Boston won 24 straight at Fenway. Must seem like ages ago. Currently, the Red Sox 10 straight losses, matching their longest skid since 1932. That's when they dropped 11 straight. That's a long time ago. And Jim, the Indians, let's start with them. They've added depth to their starting pitching this year, but also depth in other areas has contributed to their success.
Well, we talk about their lineup a lot, and that's one of the big differences. American League, National League is the bottom three in the order. And the Indians, with Manny Ramirez hitting down there, have a deep lineup. No soft touches there, but really the key is the solid rotation they have put together with Mark Clark improving, Jack Morris, Dennis Martinez there now, and a healthy Charles Nagy. That's what adds to that lineup, makes them a first-place team.
Going the other way, the Red Sox, they're reaching that rebuilding stage and really nearing the end maybe for Butch Hobson's career in Boston as manager.
Managers take the hit, but again, when you talk pitching, the Indians going one direction with the improved pitching staff. The Red Sox, no Frank Viola, no Danny Darwin. They trade Paul Quantrill. I don't know why.
Yeah, Roger Clemens had a lot of down years. Not actually, it might have been '94. He started really kind of declining. Went to Toronto, just absolutely revitalized his career out there. Won a Cy Young. I think they added Jose Canseco at that team as well, about '97 or '98 Blue Jay team. But Boston, yeah, definitely was on the decline at this time. I don't think Mo Vaughn is really quite a star at this point. About 95, 96, 97 is Vaughn really started putting some power numbers. Mo Vaughn, he had that weird kind of stance. Just hold the bat over his shoulder and just shimmying all over the damn place.
Hey, but the Red Sox pitching is shot right now, and Butch Hobson eventually will probably take the hit. It's not fair, but that's the way it is.
Team getting old in a hurry and just trying to win to snap out of the skid. Well, it's not an excuse. It's just the reality of what injuries can do. The Phillies were a healthy team last year when they went to the World Series, putting just 6 players on the disabled list for the entire season. This year, they've already placed 10 different players on the injured list. And for a change, Danny Jackson, one of the healthy players, is the Phillies going at the Expos in Montreal. Second inning, 1-0 Phils, bases loaded. Butch Henry in for Gabe White, who lasted just 1 inning. Jackson driving one over Marquise Grissom, who is playing way too shallow, at least for this swing. A 3-run triple, and the Phils with a 4-0 lead. 2 batters later, Mariano Duncan. And they double up Jackson at third to get out of the inning. On to the 6th with runners at first and second. Butch Henry out, Gil Heredia in. To pitch to Danny Jackson again. It's over the head of Marquise Grissom. He's not only pitching healthy, he's hitting rather healthy. 5 runs batted in for Danny Jackson. And he's on his way to victory as they play the 8th inning. 7-3, the Phillies leading. Paul Quantrill, as Jim mentioned moments ago, got his 2nd win of the season last night as a member of the Phils. He is on in relief to try and save it for Danny Jackson. Darren Dalton, 3 hits. Lenny Dykstra did not start in this game. Marquise Grissom has scored a run for the Expos as they have the 7-3 advantage. We hope you'll be with us tomorrow night when the Phils and the Expos play on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Lenny Dykstra and Grissom came into the night tied for the league lead in runs scored with 59. Marquise has added to that. On to the Reds and the Braves playing in Atlanta. Top of the 1st. Brett Boone facing Tom Glavine. And it just gets by Jeff Blauser. 2-run score. Reds build a 3-0 lead as Tony Fernandez is caught in a rundown. Glavine settles down. And Roberto Kelly robbing Deion Sanders. And Deion answers.
Hi, I'm Nicole Hockley from Sandy Hook Promise. I know this is hard to hear.
Off the bat of Jeff Blauser. Excellent. More defense than in a World Cup soccer game. But in the bottom of the 6th, the Braves with a runner on 3rd and 2 out. John Smiley gets last night's hero, Jeff Blauser. And then in the 7th, the big blow, Reggie Sanders off Glavine. A 3-run homer, making it 6-0. And the Reds break it wide open to win 16-0. John Smiley with 7 shutout innings. Barry Larkin had 4 hits and 4 runs scored. Brett Boone, 4 hits and drove in 3 as Tom Glavine takes the tough.
Beating the hell out of that pitching staff. Tom Glavine, 7-7. Surprising to see that. He had a pretty obviously good stretch there from about 92 to 97 or 98. Deion Sanders, 2-run single. Yeah, Deion must have had just left Atlanta. at this point because I'm pretty sure he was on that team in 91 and 92. So, yeah, it had to be the year he went there because I think he went to the 49ers in 94 as well.
Lost. Since the trade, Braves have had the better record, but that was expected. Both teams scoring better or around 5 runs a game.
Yeah, did he get traded for Roberto Kelly? He used to play for the Yankees. Is that who he got moved for? I don't really remember Roberto Kelly being on the Braves, but that's the only one at the top of my head I can think of.
Actually, the batting average is very good. Atlanta hitting .282, Cincinnati batting .294. And Jim, it seems that Deion Sanders is more serious about baseball now, and he's really come a long way from his days as a Yankee back when Carlton Fisk had questioned Sanders' commitment.
Questioned his approach to the game, coming as a hotshot football player into the big leagues. Play the game right, said Pudge. And Deion Sanders is playing it right. It took an awful lot of hard work with Atlanta Braves hitting coach Clarence Jones. Sanders, during his days as a Yankee, head pulls off, it'll bob up and down, and no chance to make contact. After working with Clarence Jones, the same hitter, head right down on the ball, hitting it with authority down the right field line. Another example of Sanders in a Yankee uniform trying to pull the outside pitch, a weak ground out, and then the improvement again after a lot of hard work, taking that same pitch and hits just the opposite way, keeping his head down on the ball. I really think in addition to his improvement as a hitter, Deion Sanders with that athletic ability, hand-eye coordination, speed, what's made him a better player is just the chance to go out there every day and play and show his skill. Remember, you can jump from college to the NFL in a hurry in football. In baseball, it takes a little while to develop your talent, and I think we're seeing now Deion Sanders becoming a complete baseball player.
And a hit tonight drove in 2 runs in the Reds' 16-0 win over Atlanta. When baseball tonight continues, Jim and I will show you some of the later starting games. The Dodgers at home against the Rockies. We'll also have some of the major moments from the American League. The White Sox trying to snap out of their funk and having a tough time doing it. And the Twins and the Orioles from Camden Yards. Don't go away. Baseball tonight updating the Mariners with a 3-run lead at Kansas City. First and second, 2 out, bottom of the 9th. Bobby Ayala facing Mike McFarland, and it's over. The Mariner bullpen gets it done. Seattle wins on the road. Ken Griffey Jr. did have a couple of hits in this game, but no home runs as Montgomery blew the save and wound up the losing pitcher for Kansas City. Jason Beret went after his 7th straight win as the Angels and Sox met again in Chicago. California had won its 2nd straight come-from-behind game last night. Prior to that, there were 1-32 in games they trailed in after 7 innings. After Roberto Hernandez blew his 3rd straight game, Gene Lamont said he's considering a possible change at the closer spot. The Angels and White Sox from Kaminsky. Mark Langston facing Julio Franco with a man on, and Franco gets him home. He's been the RBI man they hoped he'd be when they put
Julio Franco, he played till he was, damn near 50. I'm pretty sure about that, too. Played for the Braves, played for Texas, and he played for I think he played for Texas, too. So he played for a lot of damn teams out there in his career. Julio Franco, man.
Put him in the cleanup spot. 1-0 Chicago, 3rd inning. Beret facing Gary DiSarcina. Off Ozzie Guillen's glove. Chris Turner is in to tie it at 1. And Chili Davis up the middle until Ozzie grabbed this and throws him out. 2-1 Angels in the 3rd. Frank Thomas, a 3-0 count. He walks a lot. He homers a lot. His 24th of the year. You got to give him the green light on that spot. Tied at 2. On to the 6th with a man on. Hurricane Hutler up there. Next pitch. Outside corner he was aiming for, but Hutler got his bat on it and surprised him, hitting his 5th home run of the season. The Angels with a shocking 4-3 win to cool Jason Beret. Frank Thomas did have a couple hits, now batting .377. He also walked twice, but the White Sox have lost 6 straight games. By the way, word the Angels have been talking about possibly signing Mitch Williams. On to Baltimore.
Damn, Frank Thomas was hitting .377, and we are on June 18th already. Holy hell.
The Twins and the Orioles. Jim DeShays getting clipped. Bottom of the 2nd, 1-0 Twins. Chris Hoyles up there, out there. 3-run home run there. Baltimore leading 3-1. And then Chris Sabo in the 5th as Munoz pops it up. He's near it. He's on it, but he doesn't grab it. And then in the 7th inning, remember, this guy's been a third baseman his entire career. Close. That's a tough one. Winfield gets it.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I thought he was an infielder. Played for Cincinnati for quite a long time, too. I just always remember those goggles. He had those the Horace Grant goggles going on back then.
A triple out of it, and then 5-4, a 2-run single. Hammonds is in. Ripken hit a 2-run homer to make it 9-4 as Sabo redeems his fielding miscues, and the Orioles go on to win it 11-6. Jack Boyd had an RBI double to help out. Derek Parks had his first major league home run in that game. Approximately 20 minutes before the start of tonight's game, the escalator at Camden Yards jammed, sending fans toppling on top of each other. At least 27 people were taken to area hospitals with minor injuries. It is believed, though, that no one will need to be admitted at the hospital overnight. Jim, let's go back to the game for a moment. Johnny Oates, prior to the game, had what was described as heated words with a writer. And earlier, his owner was quoted as calling Johnny Oates a problem, but then apologized and told Oates not to be so hard on himself. What does this do to a team that's trying to win a division and stay in a...
You know that's bad when your boss is saying that that you're a problem to the organization or the team you're on. Didn't he, not mistaken, I think he managed the Texas Rangers, right?
Pennant race.
First of all, the situation with Johnny Oates, I think the writers now sense, because of the comments that have come out, that it is close if the Orioles, it's like a feeding frenzy. And to my knowledge, and the contact I've had with Johnny Oates, he's handled things just fine. But comments from the owner inflame these situations. Rudy Carpenter, the owner of the Philadelphia Phillies, best owner I ever played for. He stayed out of the way, very supportive of everybody. He understood sports. You begin to hear comments coming from owners like Peter Angelos and in past years, Yankee owner, and you wonder what their leadership skills are and their real understanding of competitive sports. As owners, they have the right to say them. But it only inflames this situation. It doesn't help the team at all. I think that's what's hurting that Baltimore situation right now.
And especially with the money spent on free agents like Sid
got
Fernandez.
a pretty good team there.
And Sabo, they expect a lot from the Orioles. An owner who always expects a lot, George Steinbrenner. And when the Yankees made the trade with the White Sox back in 1992, Steve Sax was the biggest name in the deal. The second baseman went to Chicago for 3 pitchers, Melito Perez, Bob Wickman, and Domingo Jean. Jean was used to acquire Xavier Hernandez this offseason to help in the bullpen, and Perez and Wickman both trying to help today against Milwaukee in New York. Buck, no jacket required.
Save on the best gifts for the best dads at Kohl's. Get men's shirts starting at $11.04. Golf gear for up to $50.
Yeah, give me 3.
The first for Paul O'Neill, below 400. 2-run double. Lawrence had to hustle to come home. O'Neill goes 1 for 4 Yanks with a 2-0 lead. Perez pitching well. In the second inning, Matt Mieske, the grounder. Watch how Boggs, get it, got it. Good for the out. And the Yankees 13th in the league in stolen bases, but Bernie Williams somehow beats the throw to second, and then on his way to third, his 9th stolen base of the season, tied at 2 now. Bottom of the 6th, and Jesse Harasco facing Danny Tartabull. Way up, 460-something feet.
There's another name for you, Danny Tartabull. What the hell happened to him? I don't think he was on the 96 team that won the World Series. At least I don't think he was. But that's another name, man, I have not heard in a long time. When he left the Yankees, and this is just off the top of my head, I want to say he went to Toronto or the White Sox, but I could be dead wrong about that. Didn't really follow Danny Tartabull too closely there. But you see a young Bernie Williams out there, the team kind of forming out there for New York. A lot of homegrown talent that won those World Series and got to, what hell was it? They would go to 5 or 6. But Danny Tartabull, man, another one of those names.
Solo homer gives the Yankees the 3-2 lead, and mind is a terrible thing to waste. Bob Wickman went 2 1/3 innings for his 5th save as Perez did pitch 6 innings. The Yankees ending their losing skid. Paul O'Neill, as we said, batting now .394. A's and the Rangers in Arlington tied at 2 in the second. Dean Palmer with 2 on, and he goes yard. Opposite field. 7th homer for Palmer.
Dean Palmer, man, another one of those names. Palmer went to the Tigers. Really never, ever lived up to what he was doing out in Texas. I know he had a lot of injuries. So that's obviously the major reason for it. But Dean Palmer, another one of those guys kind of slipping through the cracks, had a great 4 or 5 year stretch, putting up good numbers.
He added another home run in the 5th to make it 3-2 Texas. In the 3rd, Ruben Sierra off Bruce Hurst. It's a double. A's go up 4-3, and then Will Clark towards center. 2 runners come in to tie the game at 6-all. The Rangers have gone out in front now to take a 7-6 lead as they play the 6th inning. Geronimo Baroa has 3 hits in the game. He's driven in 2, and Ruben Sierra has doubled twice. It was Odabe McDowell's RBI single that put Texas on top. We'll keep you posted throughout the rest of this show on the Rangers and the A's. Coming up, the Giants and the Cubs from the stick. See if Anthony Young can cool Barry Bonds in San Francisco. Checking back in at Arlington, A's and Rangers were tied at 6. Odabe McDowell in the 6th inning, knocking in Dean Palmer, who's 3 for 3, including 2 home runs in the game. That gave Texas the 7-6 advantage, and that's where they are in the 7th inning. The Phillies and the Expos, that is now a final in Montreal, 8-4. Danny Jackson does win his 9th. Paul Quantrill helping him do that. SportsCenter is following us. We'll be back in 1 hour on Baseball Tonight with all the late-night highlights, including Marvin Freeman trying to lower his ERA against Ramon Martinez and the Dodgers, and Jim Cott will take a look on the Chicago White Sox, who are struggling again tonight. For Jim Cott and Chris Meyer, stay tuned for Gary Miller and Steve Levy on SportsCenter. We'll see you in about 60 minutes.
All right, there it is. Another cool video, man. We're going to start knocking these out here. I love watching these. So this is baseball for tonight from June 18th, 1994. We will definitely be doing some more of those. These are too damn fun to watch. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe. See ya.